fucking lion inside of me again, that beast.
Yeah.
And again, I had to relearn everything. I feel like it was like riding a bike, and then you just didn't know how to ride a bike no more.
Yeah. Or you just riding it wrong the entire time.
Yeah.
You was riding on the handlebars the whole time. It's like, all right.
Oh yeah, didn't realize the training wheels were still on.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's funny you brought up superpowers, and I know you were talking directly like your skill set, but I feel like even as men, we think we have these superpowers of like avoidance. Like I could avoid all negative shit. I could go away from this. I got the power to just move on and get the fuck out. That's not really a superpower. Like you sometimes need to face negativity rather than avoid it. Like I've always thought my avoidance was such a positive characteristic that I had. I'm like
man, we have a hard
I'm just
time
not confronting shit.
Yeah, we have a hard time, like, just with our emotions. As men, we have a hard time, we just usually just, you know, we're either upset or happy. And we don't understand the stuff in between it. You know what I'm saying? Either we're great or it's like, fuck everybody. You know what I mean? I think that we have, as men, you know, whether you're a rapper or whatever, we just have to understand, like, it's okay for me to feel these emotions and be sad and cry and, you know what I'm saying? You can be vulnerable. As men, we can be vulnerable. Like, you can be a rapper and be vulnerable. That doesn't mean you're not a dope rapper. It doesn't mean you're not a dope artist, a dope writer.
I think you're doper if you're...
Yeah, when you tap into those emotions and that vulnerability, I think that's where, you know, a lot of times, you know, we just lash out and do dumb shit because we don't know how to be vulnerable. We so busy trying to be macho and everything's good. I got everything under control. I think, no, you don't. Everything is burning around you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything is going up in flames. Like, nothing is under control. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. It's okay to recognize that and say, okay, I need to like refocus, find that fire, like you said, find that inner me and stay in that and then move forward and create. Now your mind is open to other things, to let things in, to receive blessings and to put blessings out into the world.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you know, even on the show, like, when the first time we spoke about you, you know what I mean, that was literally me because the night before, I remember, I just fall into these rabbit holes on YouTube. And I fell into a rabbit hole of Belly. And I'm like, I'm just looking at the visuals and I'm listening to music and lyrics and I'm like, what's up with Belly? Like, where is he at? Because it's like, when you're an artist, right, I just feel like people should always just know or see what you got going on. Because to me, you're that type of artist. Like, you're just super dope. And so, when I fell into this rabbit hole, I looked up and I was like, damn, it's been a while since Belly put something out. And then when we did the show, that's when I brought it up. I was like, yo, listen, man, you know, because I started seeing a couple interviews, and I know you were dealing with, you know, depression, mental health thing, and I was just like, we had never met, and you can attest to this. We didn't know each other at the time, and I was just like, yo, listen, man, as a fan, somebody that just knows a person that's like-minded, and I can tell he's from that type of cloth, I just hope that he's good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about the music. I'm like, yo, whatever Belly's doing, I hope he's good. I hope he's happy. I hope he's, you know what I'm saying?
I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? That was a real thing because it was literally the night before. I was on YouTube for 2 hours just watching his shit. And I'm like, yo, where's Belly at? Like, what are you doing? What are you got going on?
It's incredible, man, because like timing of shit like that, it shows you like when people are really tuned in, because the timing of that was perfect. Cause it was like me coming out of some crazy shit, and then actually seeing people check for me and shit. I was like, oh shit, maybe I was wrong about me against the world, Tupac type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe, you know, there's people out here checking for me, there's people that love me. I had to really look around and be like, yo, I really got a good support system. You know what I mean?
Ego and arrogance too. That mentality of me against the world, or people don't fuck with me, like, if you strip that ego and you realize there are people that really care for you, it changes things drastically. Like,
and I feel like we push them type of people away, especially when you have a self-destructive personality. You're gonna push them type of people away as much as you can, because you don't want them to give you that, right? Even that energy that they give you, it's almost like subconsciously you're getting away from that. Like, you don't even want to feel that love, right?
So it's an addiction to chaos, and it's insecurity in the sense of like, why would you even love me? It's a very
sometimes it's all them things. So really just learning that I had a bunch of whack behaviors, you know, and
being honest, so
not for real, man. It's just there's a lot of you know, and I was never flawed in the way of, you know, crossing people.
Your character.
It was just, you know what I'm saying? It was in my character. It was just things about the way I carried myself and did certain shit in my life that I was like, yo, this isn't,
It's not beneficial.
you know, and you go through a point where your brain just be on autopilot, right? So it's like these are just the natural responses now, until you stop and you're like, yo, hold up, let me cut this shit off right now, like a fucking tumor. Let me cut this shit off and sit down and start from zero. And that's why I always refer to the phoenix. You know, you guys, right? And even in my music and my interviews and shit, because that's what I always think back to. It's like, this is a mythical bird. It doesn't exist. Right. It's not like I'm like the eagle. You know what I mean? It's like, this shit does not exist. But just the analogy of everything of it is so beautiful. It's like, you know, it had to rise from the ashes, right, to become again. And I feel like as humans, we go through that so much, right? Throughout your life, you're not just gonna be rising. You're gonna have pitfalls and places where you're gonna have to stop and reassess yourself. And I feel like the people that are in tune are the people that upgrade the program. The people that stay stagnant and have glitches and the system don't load as fast. They still trying to run on them old programs. You gotta upgrade, and that's honestly them 3 years that you guys are talking about. That's really what I did. I had to just upgrade my mind and upgrade. You know, I was telling y'all earlier, hard liquor, cut it out. Hard drugs, cut it out. Psychedelics saved my life, right? The closest I go to drinking anything now is just white wine. I'll eat some food and drink some white wine. Like, I really had to just think from a clear mind, you know what I mean? And that's where we at now.
How much of that do you, because again, congrats on your engagement, how much of that do you attest to having a strong woman by your side? Because, you know, in our culture, we think it's fly to have a bunch of women. And, you know, it's kind of like, we don't realize that it's draining energy. That's a real thing. You gotta entertain a bunch of different women, and it's a draining energy thing. And
Swapping crazy energy.
yeah, and when you have one woman that you really tap into and that you really, you know, I think we need to talk about that more, just as men, like how important that is. Like, it's fly. I think it's super fly to have one woman.
Oh, me too.
That you just like, this is my best friend.
It's like you can't use, look, if we're gonna be like, yo, I'm a real one, yo, you know, you shouldn't be saying that. If you want people to consider you a real one, right? You gotta go by what you go by with everybody. You can't be like, yo, I'm loyal to my dogs, but I'm a dog to my girl.
Right, loyal to my dog, but a dog to my girl.
You know what I'm saying? You really can't be like that. You gotta be like, yo, I stand on loyalty. I'm loyal to everybody I love in my life. Everybody. So me, I would not commit to my fiance right now. I would have never committed the way I did, even the last few years, the way I committed. I stay loyal. If I commit, I'm gonna tell you, yo, that's it, yo, it's one-on-one. It's me and you. Loyal. I'm loyal. I got no shame in saying that. People try to make it this big thing. There's phases for everything. You know what I mean? Go through what you want to go through, but the day that you find somebody like when I found Dina, you find somebody like that, she was a big part of me, like being able to look in the mirror and realize what was going on. She was like, you know, coming from a doctor standpoint, she'd be like, yo, you know, if you do this for 10 years, you know, your liver function will be down to something. I'm like, shit, like, you know what I mean? And she was never the type to like, trying to force shit on me. She would just give me, she knew I was smart enough to give him the information and he gonna know what to do with it. And she would just give me that. I give her, man, the majority of what I came through was because I had her. She was my fucking, you know, my saving grace in a lot of those moments, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Even outside of just the physical stuff with your health, there's only certain things women can tell you. And vice versa. There's only things men can tell women and women can tell men. Like, you need that woman perspective and that friend partner in those types of times. Because we only see shit through our male lens to some degree. So your friends can only take you so far through your brain capacity of looking at something with a point of view. Women look at this shit differently, and you need that point of view through a lot of shit, especially with your friends too. Like, I feel your friends in your best interest, but you guys are all looking at this the same way.
Yeah, you need that woman lens, and especially a good woman. You know what I mean? And we was talking, and I attribute a lot of loyalty, like you said. You know, I see a lot of my homies, you know, they lady, and it's like, yo, but you out here doing your lady so dirty, and it's like, like I told you, I look at that a different way. Like, if you could cheat on your woman, I feel like you could snitch on your homie. That's just me. That's the way I think. Like, if you're not loyal to your lady, you can't be loyal to your homies.
Look, I feel you. I feel you on the point, because the point that you're making is you gotta stand on it. Whatever the fuck it is, stand on it. You're gonna say loyalty?
It doesn't change.
It doesn't change because the person changed. Like, fuck out of here. If you're gonna be like, yo, I hold you down,
Right.
bruh, you could be as close as you want to your dogs or whatever the fuck, right? We all believe in energy and frequency, and you know. You waking up and sleeping beside another human, another force, right? And you waking up and sleeping beside this person every day. This person has your best interests at heart. This person's trying to make you a better person and all this. They deserve your loyalty. If not first, just as much.
Right.
Right?
But a lot of that comes from shit. And it's not a crutch. It's not an excuse by any means at all. A lot of that shit comes from unlearning as we were kids. Because we was always taught, be loyal to your friends, your guys. That's always. Be loyal to your girl, but it's okay. It's okay to have other women around. Like, as long as you're treating her well, as long as she's publicly looking alright,
It's crazy,
fine.
right?
But that was a simple mentality, super simple mentality. Like, always loyal to your dudes. Just don't embarrass your girl in public, and you're good. Like, cheating's not really loyalty. You can hold her down without cheating. That's just something we were all. I don't even care what your culture is. That's a across the board male thing to some degree.
I just couldn't, man. I feel like when you actually like get with that person that you in tune with, and you guys are really, really vibrating at that same frequency, like I can't even look at other women the same. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird to me. Like I'm just like, I can't do my dog like that's my role. I can't do that. Like that's flaw. Like I'm not gonna do that. Like I wouldn't do that to my best friends that I grew up with and all that. I wouldn't do that to them, and I'm not gonna do that to
My lady.
this is my forget lady. That's my road dog. Like you know what I mean? I'm not doing that shit.
And most of the times, your male friends are doing you dirty, and your girl's chilling on you there.
No, your girl will tell you, like, I don't think he's your friend. Like, I see the way he look at you, and he can look at you with a little hateful eye. Like, the women always see things from an angle we would never be able to see things from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you find a good one, obviously, you know, it's just you gotta hold her forever, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You gotta hold her forever.
It's just like I said, man. If you can look at the start of a relationship, year 1, and then we about to be in year 5, and you look at that time and you be like, yo, how much growth did I experience? And like I could really pull up pictures from 5 years ago with fucking shrooms hanging out of my mouth in the desert, lost up for 4 days, sweat,
Looking crazy.
and I don't even remember the pictures.
Right.
When did this happen? You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. I'm happy I did it. I'm happy I went through it and I got the pictures to prove it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the growth since then till now, I feel much better, bro.
Yeah.
I'm more secure in every single angle of my life. And it's like things I did for myself or things that she did indirectly all ended up to me growing and becoming a better person, a better man.
Right.
So, that should always be the greatest experience to me.
Where are you at with the kid conversation and where you see that? Because that's the next step of the maturity, I feel like, and a whole different part of your brain. Once you figure out the wife thing and can get through how you was raised and become a better person in that capacity, that next step is like, all right, my wife is an adult and can understand my actions. This kid is going to be, brain is going to be a sponge. Every last thing I do is going to affect this kid.
Right.
That's a terrifying thought.
Oh, no, I keep that shit in mind.
Like, I'm terrified by
I
that.
really keep all that shit in mind. And you know what? Like, I'm glad that, me and my fiance come from different sides of shit, right? I'm happy because it's like the kids that, God willing, that we can have one day are going to have balanced type of thinking. They're going to have, me telling them certain stories that she can't tell and her telling them stories that I can't tell. Just, something that is incredible. And I just really, whatever happens, man. Like, we don't really, and the thing is, she's so cool about shit. Like, we don't really even talk about these things. Everything that's happened for us in a good good way has just happened naturally. You know what I'm saying? And we've never had to be like, yo, this is what we gotta do. Like, never. That's why she was shocked when I proposed to her. She was like, why'd you, we didn't have to do all this. You just gave me the ring. That's one of the first things she said to me. She's like, yo, this is crazy. You just gave me the ring.
Right.
I was like, yo, that's why I married you.
Right.
That's why I do all this shit.
Right.
You know what
Right. That's fire, man.
I mean? Yeah.
That's fire. Happy for you, man. I could tell that was something that, you know, was beneficial to you in a way, way deeper than you probably even recognize right now. Like, I know she obviously is, like you said, she's the reason for a lot of your
More growth on the way.
Yeah, but I think it's deeper than you know, even know yet.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta experience it more to be like, damn, she's the reason. And I think in our culture, man, you know, in hip-hop and you know, coming from the neighborhoods we come from, I think it's important for us to really, you know, it's okay to have one lady, man. It's okay to be loyal to your lady.
I like that shit so much more than any other experience.
At least. I mean, I think, obviously, probably not as quick in the neighborhood that it has, but I think within, if we're talking hip-hop to some degree, that's changed drastically. Like, we have cool to do that shit. Everything that was the most uncool shit in the world.
Everything else in like some era that is necessary for it.
Right. But either way, kids, don't look at rappers for your example of how to live. It's like, I don't make this that type of thing.
Nah, but yeah, it comes back to experience, man. You're gonna experience everything in life that's gonna bring you to that person. But you have to experience it.
Right.
So don't go sit there and be like, oh, I gotta be loyal to this one person. Like, nah, make sure that's the right person to be loyal to.
Yes.
Being loyal to the wrong person is worse than all that shit we were just talking about. Cheating and all that shit.
Yeah.
If you loyal to the wrong person,
When you're loyal to the wrong person, that's what
make sure you find that right person. Be loyal to that person, man.
But I mean, it's gonna take a lot of failure to get to that right person.
Exactly.
But I know we talk about, you know, your Palestinian culture, the Palestinian food. Obviously something that's not new at all, but still somewhat of a very, very big global event. Sensitive on both sides with the Palestinian and Israel conflict that's happening now. I can speak personally that I'm not even fully aware of everything that happens on both sides, and even the full history of what it is, how much it affects both cultures. How has that been affecting you probably your entire life, but as of recent as well?
I mean, it's obviously hard to see. I mean, no matter what country it is, right? It's hard to see civilians, kids die, and stuff like that. So it's hard to see that shit no matter where it happens, you know. But especially for me, being from there, but obviously it's, you know, a different type of
Connection.
Yeah, it's got a different type of connection.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, man, like I think a lot of people are getting things misconstrued in terms of support for Palestine. Like my support doesn't mean that I hate anybody.
Right.
And I think it's not like I'm sure there's people that can speak on it so much better than me. I just happen to be Palestinian.
I'm fucking this nigga up right now.
Details. There's people that can speak on it much better than me. I just know that you got one side that's, you know, oppressed, man. Like it's this, you don't need to. You could watch anything you want, or you know, read stuff from Amnesty International, whoever you want. You know, it's a side that's oppressed.
I don't know, cause I ain't played GTA on the 5 yet, so I couldn't even tell you.
It comes down to government policy, crooked politicians, corrupt governments, and right-wing administrations. Right? To me, so somebody else might have a different opinion. To me, that's where it comes from. Right? You
Ah, see, fuck that. I have no idea. I don't even remember.
and you have a chance to
I couldn't even tell you.
as long as you have these type of tyrants, you know, in power, you either continue to see the same thing you're seeing. You know, if we want real change, we gotta commit to real change. And those type of guys need to be out of office, and we need to work towards a future that we can integrate and be happy, all of us in one place. You know what I mean? But in the way it is, the policies and the way they're run, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that there's equal rights or even human rights a lot of times for Palestinians. That's what it comes down to. So I don't want to get into the politics of it. I'm not a politician, but I'm going to just say, man, it always comes down to the politicians make some crazy decisions and the people suffer.
Yeah. It all makes sense.
You know, exactly. You know, so again, this has nothing to do with people. Me hating nobody. This is me loving my people.
Right.
And hoping for change and hoping for better for everybody.
Right.
You still have a lot of family left?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I seen some of the posts, some of the protesters and the people that were over there. They were holding up signs to some of your lyrics and some of your words. I know for you that had it like shaky and like really touching in a different way. In that moment, that they would attach some of your words to the fight and the injustice that they were suffering and going through. Like that has to, on a human level, just shake you differently.
I mean, of course, man, like that hits me, man. You know what I mean? And I think it makes me emotional a lot of times. But I always knew that I was part of speaking those words. I always knew I was part of like a righteous resistance.
Yeah.
Because I'm not for any type of civilians dying. I'm not for none of that. Right? I'm just for somebody that preaches that we should have the power as people to change whatever the fuck we want. And governments and these fucking powers that be, that's who the real problems are. And I want the people to understand that us, we could find a solution. We don't need them to sit down in some camp to figure out a solution. We'll figure it out. Let us figure it out and just get evil motherfuckers out of power. And we the people have that power to do that. And that's what I always preach, man. You know what I mean? I love everybody. I'm gonna always have love for everybody. I don't want to see no innocent person die, period. I don't want to see nobody die, honest, period. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see like an equal future for everybody. Equal chances, equal opportunity, and equal quality of life. That's it, man. I think that's basic. Nobody's asking for thrones and castles.
At the core of it, just be a good person. Like, I think at the core of everything, like, you know, I tell people, no matter what happens, just be a good person. I think if everybody walks around with that, like, I could be having a shitty day, but if I'm just a good person, I think I've done my part.
Absolutely. You know, absolutely. I agree with you, bro. I think just being a decent human being, just wake up. I try to do something for somebody every day, bro. I really do. If I'm driving and I see somebody that looks like they're down and out, going through something, I'm gonna always try to offer some kind of help to them. Whatever it could be, whatever I could do, I'm gonna always try to offer that help, you know? And I do that on a daily basis. And it's not like I'm doing it to be like, yo, my story and all this. And it's like, nah, bro, like, I really want somebody to really feel good. Like, yo, I pull up to the fruit stand. The other day I pulled on my block. It was a fruit stand. I bought the whole fruit stand. I was like, how much for the whole fruit stand? The whole fruit stand. Every case of this, well, yeah, you get a whole fruit stand. It's like, all right, cool. He gave me the number. I gave him the money. And then left the fruit. I took one case of mangoes, and I left all the fruit. It's just I sell the fruit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do that every day. I'm gonna find, I know, driving around the city doing dumb errands and shit, I'm gonna find something or somebody or whatever. That to me is like as good as probably better than receiving.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. As you get to a point in life where like you kind of receive, especially God bless, when I've been blessed to receive things that I never thought I would get to in my life. I'm not gonna lie to you, be like, yeah, I always do. Nah, bro, there's some things that I've gotten to in my life that I'm like, how? Is this real? There's no way. Me? Yeah. Like, I've had those moments. I'm not, you know what I mean? And I feel like if we're blessed enough to have that and have that type of life, it's like, yo, bro, whatever I could turn around and do. The smallest shit sometimes, bro, be the biggest shit to somebody else, bro.
Especially when you were there and you weren't able, and now you're able.
That's like,
I used to pump gas in the cold.
It's great for you.
I really used to pump gas in the cold. One of my first jobs, I worked at a gas station. Pump gas in the cold. Canada.
Right.
3 feet of snow.
Different cold,
You know?
Right.
And people will come. I'm working the graveyard shift. So people are pulling up. I'm coming up, pumping gas, no tip. I'm like, yo, you guys are fucking crazy.
Right.
Like, I'm out here in sub-zero weather.
Right.
Y'all don't got a fucking $1?
Right.
Like something, bro. I'm out here until it's 8 in the morning. Y'all don't got nothing for me.
Right.
I learned. So that's why now I'm like, if I'm in that position, I pull up somebody, pumps my gas, you getting $100, bro.
Right.
I'm gonna make you smile all day.
Right.
Because nobody did that for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's something in our video about my karma is beautiful. And that was just, because I know I'm conscious of stuff like that. Like I made sure that any interaction I have with somebody is always a positive interaction. You know what I'm saying? It's because I believe what you put out comes back. You know what I mean? That's a real thing. Like, if you do good things, it's gonna come back. Somebody somewhere is gonna always remember, like, he's a good guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's something, like, no matter what it is, if you're a good person, you could have $1 billion and be a shitty person. Like, people just despise being around you because of the way you make them feel. You know what I mean? But when you're a good person, people will go above and beyond you. And me saying my karma is beautiful was just that. I could be broke. I could be financially have zero in my bank account. But if my karma, my energy is beautiful, I'm one of the wealthiest men on the planet. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I believe that.
I agree with you 100% on that. Bro, that's really wealth. Is being so true to yourself that you're just like, yo, okay, dude, I'm cool. The ego's dead, the pride is dead. Let me take a breath and not know me. That's the realest feeling on earth.
Absolutely. Especially if you believe that this isn't just it. Earth is not just it. There is another place where money is not going to matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
And honestly, the realest shit I ever heard was, they say, I heard this quote. I'm probably gonna butcher the quote right now, but happiness will bring you money faster than money will bring you happiness. Right? So like if